Hey guys, it's your boy JT and it is time for the big ones, the oil dripping ones, the Manchester City versus Leeds United Premier League preview. What a game it's gonna be. What a game it was last time at Ellen Road. Should have been a win for us in my opinion, but nonetheless an absolute tactical battle between two of the sharpest minds in the game. Josep Guardiola versus Marcelo Bielsa, former friends, former allies, and two people who really sing from the same hymn sheet when it comes to tactics in football. What a showdown we are expecting, but let's not waste any more time building up into it. Let's cut straight into the meat of the action. So yes, tomorrow's early kickoff will see us take that dreaded trip down to the Etihad. Last time we travelled to Manchester, it wasn't very fruitful at all, getting humped 6-2 by our bitter rivals. But hopefully this time, we can exact a better performance out of ourselves and manage to get ourselves those 3 points. Now look, everyone seems to think that Manchester City, they're just going to steamroll us. They're just going to walk over us. They're just going to pass the ball round us. They're going to use their £500 million of reserve substitutes and absolutely dominate us. But this is where they're wrong, and this is where we can come up with a bit of an underdog mentality, a bit of an outsider's opportunity, and actually strike where they'll least expect it. Now look, it is no surprise that Manchester City's main hopes and ambitions for this season rest in the Champions League, rest on that second leg against Borussia Dortmund, which is coming up on Wednesday. And although they have £700 million odd worth of reserve players which they can bring in at any moment to freshen up the squad, to give them some fresh legs and to really, counteract the negatives of playing in Europe, it's the mentality I'm thinking about, because there is no way in hell those players are concerned about this game against Leeds. There is no way in hell. They don't care about it. Their mind is already pre-focused on that Borussia Dortmund game. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Pep says. I don't care what Man City fans say. I don't care what Man City players say. I don't care what anyone says. Their minds are focused and glued in onto that Borussia Dortmund game. So this is where we hit them. We strike them hard. We strike them fast. No mercy. And we really go for the jugular. Now look, I do think they are waiting to deploy Raheem Sterling on us, because of course he did not feature against Dortmund. So what I can see is him possibly playing for about 60-70 minutes, then getting taken off just so they can warm him up for that second leg if they choose to play him. But look, this is the ridiculous fact of Man City. We know they have so much quality that they can afford to leave players like Sterling or Felipe Foden on the bench. And I'm really hoping Foden isn't playing. I'll tell you that much, because Foden is dangerous, man. That guy is lethal. So if they save him for the second leg and they don't play him against us, I'll be very happy. I'll put it that way. I'll be very happy. But nonetheless, we should be keeping a clean sheet. Why can we not? Last time we played them, we were the better side. We had Kevin De Bruyne in our back pockets. Calvin Phillips bodied him out of the game, completely isolated him, left him with no room to move around in, no room to breathe in, and really set the tempo for how we were going to play. Carl Walker described it as playing a basketball game. Everyone's moving positions every 2 seconds. You don't know how to keep up with them, and this is what we're going to have to expect again when two of the greatest managers in world football collide. Of course, we're going to be without one of our best players as well, Jack Harrison, the man who will be missing out yet again, unfortunately not eligible to play against his parent club. And he is someone who is really coming into a rich vein of form, really coming into his own recently, as shown by that beautiful performance in the 2-1 victory over Sheffield United on the weekend. He's really hammering it down now. He had a little spell of 2 or 3 games where he wasn't performing too well. Costa was coming in and out of the side, but now Jack Harrison has put his mark down. He has stamped his authority on that team, and he is confirmed the first name on the team sheet when it comes to that left-hand side of the pitch. He's above Costa and he's above Poveda, but the latter, Poveda, everyone seems to be forgetting about Giancarlo Poveda. That is who I'd play, because we can't play Jack Harrison. And sure, you could say Helder Costa deserves to, based on merit, based on what he's done this year, he deserves to be next in line, but why not give Poveda a chance? I don't think he started in the Premier League for us. He's always come off the bench, and he's had very few minutes. He's been used very sparingly. But why not give him his crack? Why not give him his opportunity against the club he used to play for, against the club that wouldn't give him a bite of the cherry? I see no reason why we shouldn't play him, and I see no reason why he couldn't score either. Look, the guy is dynamic. He can turn on a half-bounce. He's more agile than anybody I've ever seen in my career. He's very diminutive in stature, but Man City aren't really a physical powerhouse of a team. They're not a Stoke, are they? They're not a West Brom. They're not a Tony Pulis side, which is just full of 6'4" target men, which are going to clamp through you at every opportunity. No, they're a side full of quite a few smaller players who like to play it around, you know, a bit of tiki-taka style, kind of like us. So I feel like this is a game where Giancarlo Poveda can really shine, because the physical onus won't really be on him so much, and that will allow him more freedom to run around the pitch to create more space, and perhaps might just nab himself a goal. That is, of course, all up in the air. He say, she say, me say. Nobody knows for sure who's going to start. I said I'd start Poveda, and I really do think he could have a positive impact on the game. What do you think? Do you think it's too soon for him? Do you think he needs to be warmed up with a 45 minutes off the bench instead? And do you think Helder Costa should play ahead of him? I really want to know what you guys have to say on that, because it's such a hot area of debate. But the next hot area of debate, that's the big one, and it is the defensive partnership. I'm going to go through my 1 to 11, and we already know who's going to be in goal, MCILEE, and we already know right back is going to be Ayling, and left back is going to be Alioski, but the middle two, who do we put in there? Llorente cannot be taken out after that performance on the weekend. He cannot be taken out of the side, but do you play the captain? Do you play Liam Cooper, or do you instead decide to give Pascal Struijk his opportunity? Maybe Koch. Maybe you think Koch's the man to fill that void, to fill that gaping hole in the middle of our defence. What do you guys think? For me, I don't want to look past Cooper, because he is our captain and he has played fantastically this year. But I think Struijk's the future, and I feel like on the ball, he's better than Liam Cooper, and we're going to have a lot of times where we're trying to break their press on the ball, and we need someone that can play out very, very comfortably with the ball at his feet, which is what I think Llorente can do very well, and I think Struijk can also do very well. I really want to see what those two can play like together, and the sort of partnership they can strike up, eh? The type of partnership they can Pascal Struijk up, should I say. But what do you guys think? Because obviously it is a very contentious decision, but I'm going to put my bolloquinos on the line. I'm going to say I want Virgil van Struijk next to Llorente at the back. But hey, if Cooper's playing, I'm more than happy. The guy is a living legend. However, for me, I'd give Struijk his go against Man City. In the holding midfield role, there is no debate about it. No two ways like Calyx. It is going to be Calvin Phillips. And then in the midfield two, we're going to go with Dallas. Again, man of the match on the weekend. I don't really think he should have been man of the match. I feel like it should have gone to Jack Harrison or Tyler Roberts Sr. But you can't knock the guy. He did play fantastically, and to partner him, we are going to of course throw in Tyler Roberts, the man who has really stepped up his performances as of late, just like Jack Harrison has, if not to a higher level, if you ask me. Although you could say Jack Harrison was playing at a higher level base than Tyler Roberts was before that earlier on in the season, so the increase just looks more dramatic because of that. That's a very fair, valid point. But what do you guys think of Tyler Roberts' performances so far? Because look, I wax lyrical about him and I think he's been absolutely quality the past month. But what do you guys think? Am I a bit deluded? Am I seeing things that aren't really there? Let me know down below. On the wings, like I said, I'm going to have Giancarlo Poveda on the left. I'm going to have RAPHINHA on the right. And then up top, although he didn't play too fantastically against Sheffield United, you cannot look past Patrick Bamford The guy on his day can score against anyone. He's a physical prowess. He's more intelligent than anyone else on the pitch when he is on form. And he was throwing a bit of shade at Manchester City, saying they got £200 million worth of reserve players, which is 100% true. And you know what? That's what we love to see. We love to see a bit of shithousery. But yes, Patrick Bamford up top to cap off the team. And I'm going for, I want to say a draw. The most likely result here is a draw, in my opinion. I don't think Man City will beat us. I just really don't think they will. Although they are favourites, I think a draw is the most likely outcome. However, if we play our cards right, if we start Poveda, I don't see why we can't nick a winner. But that's what I have to say. What do you guys have to say? What do you guys think will happen in the game? I would love to hear it down below. But for now, guys, that has been all. And I'll see you tomorrow to celebrate a crushing victory, perhaps. An away win in Manchester would be beautiful, of course. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, if you did enjoy the video, then a like would always be appreciated. But I'll see you there.